1st of October 2021, and I'm getting ready to go on a camping trip with a couple of YouTubers that have met before. They've actually been here to the garage. You may have seen their videos. So anyway, I'm setting up the Jeep for the first time since the last year's trip to California and back, and the configuration has changed. I thought I'd bring you along, show you what I've done. One of my most popular videos was this drop down shelf I had up here, but since this is my daily driver and I only camp in it once or twice a year, I have completely changed the interior and got a new custom made, well, custom made because I had to get a newer headliner and modify it, and I'll show you that. So starting with the back here, I incorporated these RV lights that are on the battery without ignition on, so I can turn these on for getting ready at bed or getting ready for bed, one side or both. And since the door is open, of course, you got the regular dome light there. Moving forward is just a, and then just ahead of that is just my garage door opener. So this is an a later model vinyl top. I found the boarding, the backboard, and had the guy reupholster it for me, but of course there was a big hole in the middle, so I had to come up with this idea to plug it up. It's 1/8-inch thick PVC material. You can buy it in sheets, and then what I like about it is it's very pliable. You can bend it for the most part where you need it. And then these two strips are just aluminum that I polished up and bent to match the contour of the roof, and that matches the dashboard there, the silverish looking color there. I thought what we'd do is go around and look at the different setups these guys have. People seem to like that. I'll start with mine. First of all, taking this seat out was one of the best things I did. The trip I took last year, I had to have the seat in there for passenger, but now that I'm camping solo, the seat is gone, and I can use this space to get undressed for bed. And the bed is working out real well because it's long enough now where I can stretch out. Comfortable mattress. I can sit up. I have access to the key because these windows are electric, so that's been an improvement. I can control the temperature by opening and closing the windows. And one thing I didn't plan on, but when I get up, I now have a mirror with a light on it, so I can get up and check my face, see if my hair's in order. So that was kind of cool. The rack system on top is just added benefit. Of course, I have the solar panel that keeps my battery charged for the services I use. Continue to use my 12x12 tarp here, but it stores up here in these rails, which you've seen, and that continues to work out real well. No need to change that. I love having this much space for some protection. In fact, all three of us have enjoyed it. So as for my kitchen drawer, the work light that the battery supplies power to, and then just a little monitor here where I can see the draw. So I am down to just under 12. I've been here 2 days, so it's like I said, sun's just not coming up, so I'll hook that up. But this is my dry kitchen drawer for those kind of goods. The large cooler that's over here is my kitchen box, pots and pans, my camp stoves and that kind of thing. That sits up here, as well as these two smaller boxes. And again, having that space and being able to interchange what boxes go and what stay has been pretty handy. This is a shelter for a shower bathroom setup that I didn't need this trip. My cutting tools remain on that board, which have always been there in past videos. Going back to the bed here, again, plenty of space now. I can stretch out. The width's not a problem. I got plenty of space to be comfortable in. The only bad thing about this is it is kind of out here in the workspace, so I have to be careful not to get it wet or dirty. When this box was on this side, I had rails to store my work table that slid in behind here. I don't have it over here because of this cutting board is in the way. So my table just now sits on my bed when I'm not in bed, of course. So the disadvantage there is it does get wet, it does get dirty, so it takes a little extra time to clean it and dry it and put it away. and that may change where I store it again in a different place, but for now it stores on my bed during travel. And here we have Joel's rig. His channel name is IDGD something or other. I don't give a XJ is how it's remembered. Simply Overlanding. He does have another channel. I'll put those on the screen for you, but I want to talk to Joe a little bit about his rig and how he got started into this kind of lifestyle.
So for me, I was getting to a point in my life where I was going to be debt-free, and rather than just save a bunch of money and keep working, I quit the corporate lifestyle and decided to set this up to live in and then travel the US and Canada for 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a link below to his channel because that's how I found him. He lived in this thing for 8 months, put 20,000 miles on it, and
30,000.
30,000, yeah, and it was pretty neat. I binge watched it, and that's how he got my attention, and then I got his attention because I commented every video, and he's like, dude, take a break. But anyway, how's the setup working for you?
So for me, the setup works great. I know with Wyatt, he's had to, modify a few things, and luckily everything that I did has worked for me, so I've done very little after the fact, other than after traveling with my seat, the passenger seat in, after I got back from my 7-month trip, I took that out completely. It was a guy I was following that he ended up ditching his seat in the middle of the desert and giving it to somebody.
That's pretty funny.
Because he put a Dometic cooler up there. But I don't travel with the front seat anymore other than the driver's seat, so that I have a little bit more room. I'm 5'8", and with this bed setup, even with the seat in, I could barely touch from feet to my head, the back of the door to that. So I could still stretch out, but not having the seat gives me a little bit more room. So what I've got here are 2 just large storage boxes. I know everybody loves the sliding drawers. I did not do sliding drawers on purpose because you have to be outside your vehicle to access stuff. So both of mine just have lids. I keep my clothes in the front one. Back here I keep miscellaneous stuff. From inside the cab while I'm sitting here, I can open up this one, get to that stuff, I can get to my clothing. So this is a 4-inch memory foam mattress with a summer sleeping bag wrapped around it, and then on top of that I have a winter sleeping bag, I think it's called Teton, but all of that together makes it very comfortable to sleep. I actually like sleeping in my Jeep better than in a hotel or even at my house. And then I have a microfiber blanket. I actually don't crawl into this sleeping bag unless it's at least freezing out or below freezing. And then I just have a couple of pillows. So the setup works great. I sleep on this side. On the left is my living room. I try to make it so that I don't even have to move anything when I park. I try to keep this whole area open all the time. So my boxes are where my seat used to be for my goods. I keep all that up front, so when I park I can just jump out and sleep in the back here.
And I've learned a lot from watching his videos. He wants to be ready to go at any moment, because sometimes you're in an area that people don't want you in and they tell you to move, so you can just crawl in the seat and go.
I stealth sleep at rest areas that you're not supposed to sleep overnight. They just don't assume that I'm sleeping in here. And with the curtain that I have, which is in process, I broke my last one, I can pull the curtain closed. I have blackout windows, so you can't see any light from the outside and you can't see any light from the inside, and it just works really well for me. So I can stealth sleep just about anywhere, because people don't think that I'm actually sleeping in a vehicle like this. And yeah, these were perfect. These are actually one of my best purchases, because I like to have my window cracked. If you ever sleep in your vehicle for a long period of time, you do have to worry about condensation. So you want to have your windows cracked, but then bugs can get in. And I saw Wyatt's little covers here, and man, these things are awesome. I love these.
And then what I've learned from many things, but one of them is these are the best bungee cords you'll ever find. You can get them at Lowe's now, is it? Or Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot has them now, but you can find them online. They are a little expensive, but I tell you what, once you have 3 or 4, you'll never go back to the cheap ones.
Perfect bungee is what they're called.
Perfect bungee, yeah. Thanks.
One of the reasons why I stuck with the XJ, and Wyatt can talk to this as well, is you can actually fix them on the trail. So my entire front floor passenger area is full of tools, and if I do have a breakdown, I need to change out a hub or do anything, I have just about any tool to do the job. On the newer vehicles, I could never manage to do that, so I stick with an older vehicle for ease of use. People say they break down more, but at least I can fix it. So that's why I stuck with it.
And that's one of the reasons too was watching his channels and others. And if you're here watching this because of the Jeeps, you've seen other videos out there, other channels. There's a lot of good ones out there, and a lot of them have these XJs or the Wranglers because they are easy to work on and parts are readily available.
No, I mean, I keep it now in this state at all times. If anybody calls me to go camping or whatever, all I got to do is replenish a few supplies, jump in it and go. Even when I go up north, I can just stop at a rest stop, like I said earlier, and stay or camp. So this thing is always pretty much in this mode, and I love it. It was a daily driver when I first bought it, and now it's my overland rig. So I don't think I'm ever going to go to another vehicle. This thing is going to
right out from under you.
Yep.
All right, thanks for everything.
Yep.
I'll put his links in the description below. All right, and then we're going to sneak up on Manny here, and his channel is Super Wheelie Overland. There you go. And I'm going to. The reason I struggle is because he doesn't have a lot of videos, but he's recently gotten into this Jeep thing and has enjoyed it, and I've learned from him as well. And I guess first thing is saying with Joel is, how'd you get started in this mess?
I bought this Jeep in 2011 and went wheeling quite often with it, and then after a while talking to people at the Jeep Club talking about overland, I said, what's that? Well, overland is when you explore with a Jeep, and well, that's what I wanted to do. So then I started to design and modify the Jeep to do just that, be self-sufficient with the Jeep and be able to go almost anywhere with it. So that's the results after 6 years of...
we both love his little kitchen idea here.
Yeah, so that's, I can fold it here, a little hinge, I can fold that, put all my kitchen stuff inside, and then I slide it here in the back. So I made everything out of wood just because it's easy to do, but this is where my the little box here goes into this slot here. I lock it in place with a pin right there. That's my food storage and all other gear. I store that on the top here.
And I was just saying on my setup, I think I've done the whole thing for $200, excluding the rack. That was probably $200 by itself. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to go out and have fun in these things.
No. And it's an old trial and error. You know, I started first. I mentioned that to you with the air mattress. I hated it, so I bought a foam mattress. It was not good enough. Then I put a topper. So then, you do it, you try. If it works for you, it's good. If it doesn't work, then you modify things as you go. So the thing about multiple or small spaces is to try to get multiple use out of the same space, and that I think you've seen some good examples in these three Jeeps of how we've all approached the same problem with different solutions, but it all depends on the individual. I'm a big guy, 6 foot, 260 pounds. Joel, he's 5'8", probably weighs 90 pounds. And Manny's somewhere in the middle, I'm in the middle, 5'11", maybe like 180.
So so you build your rig so how it fits you and your lifestyle, and if you got kids and wives, well, leave them at home because these things are too small for that. Or you bring a tent. Now this has been something that you've done recently.
Yeah, I just bought that a couple months ago, just because I have my awning here, so like a homemade awning that I use an electrical conduit to make, and I can just fold it on itself, and it just stays here attached to my roof rack.
Yeah, he's probably got a whole $20 in this thing.
Yeah, where it's all recouped. And then, but to deploy it takes me 10 minutes, 12 minutes to do. So when it's raining, it's not cool. And then when you have bugs out there, like today or like this weekend when it happens, so I decided to have that. I can pop up this one in probably in a minute or less.
I saw him do it. It was like, okay, that was impressive.
And first time I take it out on the trail, I really like it.
How in the heck do you get from that seat to this bed?
So this is where where I sleep. So obviously I took the passenger seat and all the back seat off, and I built a little platform. You can see underneath here where I store all my clothes inside. So I'm flexible enough for now that I can get in from the side where you're standing or from the driver's seat. If it's raining, I typically stay on this side, and then I take my shoes off here on the driver's side, and I just climb in the bed. I have a video about that, how I get in. It's pretty much I have to like flex in, but it's not bad when you get the technique ready. And
you take advantage of every space. Yeah. And I love these little shoe ideas thing. That is so handy.
It works pretty well. I got it on sale at I think it was a Bed Bath & Beyond for like $10.
And the little he's got the little boxes up top. I mean, you talking about great utilization of space. Now, when you're at home, does this stay packed like this? You have other vehicles you can drive in, or?
No, just, well, I have a daily driver and a motorcycle, but this, when I come back from a long trip and I know I'm not going to use the Jeep for a long time, I take everything off and I clean the Jeep. But now that I'm going to go on different camping trips here and there, I leave everything in. So
that's
everything above there. It's all like not backup refills, toilet paper, paper towel, all that. So I leave that up there because I don't use that every.
That's one disadvantage I have is our Jeep has become our favorite vehicle. I got to take everything out and clean it out so my wife can use it as a grocery getter and take our dogs to the vet. And
but you're so organized. I like because you have all the tots, all the things. So
it's easily done. It's just that storage when I get home is where to put it. Would you have, now that you've lived in this for a while and worked with it, would there have been another choice of a vehicle you think you might take in the future, or has this been a pretty?
I mean, I always, of course, on YouTube you see all these vehicles.
You
look into it, and something I really would like is to be able to stand up. For me, like a game changer, like being able to stand up or at least sit in the vehicle. I mean, I can sit here on the driver's side, but it's not that comfortable. So I'm looking. This one, we talked about. I mean, like I said, I spent 5 years just working, so it's to the point where it does everything I want.
Right.
Of course, it's not the best, but you can always have something better.
Oh, you can always spend money. That's the thing. Yeah, you can always spend money.
Yeah, true. So that's the thing. If I wanted to go with with a different vehicle, it would probably be like a newer Jeep, like a 4-door with the Ursa minor.
Oh yeah.
Like the
Chris,
Venture.
He's got a nice setup on old orangey.
Orangey. Yeah, which I think it's one of the best for exploring. He has one of the best setup.
Yeah, he's one of our heroes. That's probably one of yours too. If you're here watching Jeep videos, you've probably seen it all too. All right, Manny, thanks for showing us around. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And there you have it. I just got back from that camping trip a couple of days ago actually, but I unloaded the Jeep. I just got to put the seat back in it, and then we're back to the urban lifestyle. Well, I guess rural lifestyle, since I live in the country. Had a great time with those guys out there. There'll be another video about the camping trip itself, minus the rig reviews and how they get set up, because that's already been done. Appreciate y'all coming along. I'll see you in the next video.